On this episode, we're going to be installing a set of rough country power steps on this Ram 1500 right behind me. What's really cool about these power steps, it's your typical steps that go on the side, help you get into the truck. But what's really neat about these, they're all power and automatic. So you open up that door, these steps are gonna go down, you get out, get in, you shut that door, these steps go right back up to the rocker, like you can't even see them. Let's check them out. So here they are, guys. Got these nice long steps. And you got your 4 motors that mount right to the rocker. Got all your harness here. This is the computer that makes everything work. And there you are. What's also cool about these is they come with these little LED lights as well. And these there, you put them underneath your rocker, so when you open up that door, that whole side is gonna be lit up. So when you're climbing in this thing at night, you're not gonna have any issues getting into it. So let's get started. All right, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna mount these motors onto the rocker. All right, next thing we're gonna do is mount these steps onto those motors. Now, one thing I like to do is leave everything loose, assemble it all onto the truck, so you can adjust those steps right where you want them on the cab in between the doors, tighten everything up, then we can move on to the harness. Now that we got this side installed, we can move on to the other side. All right, so now that we got both steps installed with all the motors, now we can grab that harness and start running that throughout the truck. First thing we're gonna install is this control module. It goes in the center of the driver's side on the 2 posts. So on this harness, you're gonna have one major plug. That's gonna plug into the module that I just mounted. Then you're gonna have 4 pigtails. One's gonna go to the driver's side, both motors. There's gonna be another loom that runs to the passenger side for both motors. You're gonna have your power and ground loom, and then you're gonna have the one that goes into the cab that hooks up to the sensors that works these when you open the door. All right, now it's time to move inside the truck. So So we ran the harness for the driver's side motors. You got 3 pigtails left. One will go into your engine bay. That will connect to your positive and ground. The other 2, both of those are gonna run into the cab. So we're gonna have to remove some of these trim pieces, pull the carpet back, drill a hole, and we're gonna pull both of those harnesses up. Note, make sure you're using a big enough drill bit that you can fit all that harness through there. All right, so now we're gonna move on to the passenger side. We're gonna run that harness for the passenger motors. We're gonna run it over the trans hump, drill another hole, drop it down, and connect it to both those motors. Now there is 2 other wires that I pushed through the hole on the other side. You're gonna have a white wire and a tan wire. White is for passenger side, tan is for driver side. And those are gonna connect right into this center post here. Let's get at it. All right, so next, we're gonna have to mount these sensors, which go inside the door jamb here, and that's what picks up when you open the door. That's what activates the motors down there. All right, so if you remember from earlier, we got a tan wire on the driver's side, white wire on the passenger side. Now I just finished up the passenger side, putting both sensors there, running all the wires behind all the seat belts, behind this center post here, just so you won't see them, out of sight, out of mind. Now onto this side. There's also a little ground wire here that you have to mount somewhere in here. I just pick a spot, grind it down to bare metal, and run a self-tapper in there. Last thing to do, connect your tan to the harness of those sensors, tuck it down in there, put this piece back on, we're good to go. Now there's one last wire on the inside of the cab here. You got this one here, a little double prong guy. That is what hooks up to, they call it a valet switch. Now this, you can mount it wherever you want. They give you plenty of wiring if you wanted to run it up against the center console there. I'm gonna mount ours. I'm gonna put this kick plate back on, and I'm gonna mount it right about right here. And all that is an on-off switch for the steps itself. Let's do that next. So there's just a few more things we gotta button up before we get these steps working. This is your last and final harness. You got your power and your ground. You need to connect those. And you also got two little fuses you gotta pop into there. So we are almost done. We got a couple more things to do. One of those things is placing our magnets by the sensors, and that's what activates the steps. So here we go, moment of truth. Let's see if this works. There we go. Last thing we gotta do, you gotta mount these lights underneath there, plug them in so you can see at night. This thing's ready to go. So here we are, we tied up all the wiring harnesses, got them lights installed. Check this out. And that's it. Pretty simple job to do. I think anyone has a basic mechanical knowledge can pull this off or whatever. So if not, you give us a call, we'll hook you guys up. Catch you guys next time.